Hey there, people. Lean NLT here, telling you to keep it locked to the JD Hip Hop Reviews.
Yes, all my hip hop heads, and welcome back to the JD Hip Hop Review channel. First up, I might as well say I hope everyone had a blessed Christmas. Happy New Year to everyone. That's around the corner now. We're coming into 2025. This year has been crazy, as Chino XL would say. It's crazy. It has been crazy. It's been very crazy for me. It's been a very positive year for me, which made a change from the year before. Things are going well. Page is going well. I see my son weekly. And on a positive note, before I start this, because there needs to be some positivity on this, because this is a very, very, very deep and dark review. I met someone, so there you go. Happy days. Yeah? JD Hip Hop Review is a happy man for once in his life. But anyway, so this album here, I'm going to start off with this, because before I say what the album is, who's on it, etc., this album here was one of the darkest, hardest albums I've ever had to listen to. And the reason being is because I suffered from depression for 2.5 years due to being kept away from my son. Chino XL knew all about this. I found listening to this album was just too difficult. It's too close to home, and I've had to build up my own strength to be able to do this. So the album that I have been listening to, which I am going to talk about now, is called Darkness and Other Colours. It is by the legendary, the GOAT, the lyrical beast, the king of punchlines, Chino XL. So it's 14 tracks. So it's 11 tracks and 3 bonus tracks. There's production on this album by Body Bag Ben, Chino XL himself, Chorister, Fame of the Threat, DJ G.I. Joe, and Sam Seed. It also has features by ETO and Source Money, and all the cuts were by DJ Rome's. Now, I've got to do this before I start. I think I need to do a big shout out to Body Bag Ben for producing most of this album, and also a salute to M80 for basically all his hard work in getting this album out there with all the backlash he's got. Personally, I think this album should have been released without no problem because of the situation of what this album contains, and I will get into that in a minute. But anyway, so big shout out to Body Bag Ben, big salute to M80. This album was recorded from 2020 to 2024. The tracks were named by Sunil and Chino. M80 was given hell for releasing this album per Chino's wishes. All profits to this album go to Chino's youngest daughters. And the artwork on the back cover was by Jean Maria Budd, which Chino XL picked out himself. Go to 1332records.com to purchase this album. And a cool fact about this album was the last track, the outro, Chino speaks in Punjabi, which is pretty cool. Thanks for the info, Sunil. Appreciate that, bro. It's always good to get these little bits of info when you're doing reviews, because it's just nice this is for the fans, you know what I mean? And you know, it's just cool to get these little fun facts and just to get all these bits of information, and it's coming directly from a you know, a very reliable source. So this album opens up, and straight away it's very dark. As soon as the track starts, the darkness sets in. You feel it. You feel the message on this album is straight away going to be something, you know, something in a very, very, very dark situation, very dark thing to talk about, and it sure is. Like, so He comes in and straight away it's dark, but he is spitting fire. His flow is on point, like always. Yeah? His punchlines are pouring out. And the one thing I got from this incredible album is, although you've got a lot of deep, dark lyrics in it, he always suddenly comes out with some comical punchline. And this is what Chino XL is known for in a lot of his albums. He can talk about a lot of dark stuff, and you'll be sat there like, wow, but then he can like just end it with like the most funniest little punchline that which will then just make you smile. And this is what I loved about Chino XL, and I always love about Chino XL. I always love this because I just think it's very important that even though when you're talking about, you know, dark things, like serious things, it's always good to be able to, you know, put a smile on someone's face as well. So this album really pulled on my heartstrings. It was very difficult for me to do. I mean, as the album goes on, I found it harder and harder. But recently, it's got a lot easier for me. Maybe because of my own mindset is in a much more positive place now. Personally, I think if I would have listened to this album last year, I probably wouldn't have been able to handle it as well as I have now. So, like I said, I don't know, a lot, as some of you are going to know, you know, I have been fighting depression for 2.5 years, and Chino XL checked up on me a couple of times, knowing my story. I was blessed because I met Chino XL January this year, Tone's Coffee Shop. I was speaking to him before that on Instagram, but then I actually met him, and it was a big time of my life. It was like, you know, meeting a guy that I had been listening to for the past 30 years. You know, I started off as a fan, and basically become a friend. So I always hold that close to my heart, the fact that Chino XL took his time out to actually ask if I was okay. That meant the world to me, and it always will do. So a big part of this album, and what a lot of people are saying, and it's not the easiest thing to really say, is that this was a suicide note but in audio form. And a lot of people also are saying this album was a cry for help. But the one thing I can say about this album is it was a real eye-opener, and I hope it can be used to spread awareness to help others get the help that they need. To me, this album is what hip-hop is all about. Chino talks about personal struggles, claiming his spot, you know, the love for his fans, the love for his family, his daughters, etc. Because as a lot of you probably know, being a fan of Chino, he was a real good daddy. You know, he loved his daughters so much. I mean, he mentions them in a lot of songs. One of my favourite songs that Chino ever did, which is not on this album, it's on an album called Reconstruction. That was Father's Day, where he talks about his daughter Bella. But if you haven't heard that, go check that out, because trust me, it's one of the most deepest, powerful songs I personally think I've ever heard in hip-hop. So it took me a while to review this because I had to build my own strength up, etc. It brought up so many bad memories. I unlocked a lot of emotions and unlocked parts of me. I thought I'd buried a lot of this deep down inside, but it made me realise that I still have a lot of work to do on myself, which is why I think this album is a masterpiece, because it is an eye-opener. It has actually made me realise that, you know, there's something I need to do for myself to make myself better for my children and for everyone around me. So I thank Chino XL for that, because without Chino XL, with his music has always helped me out through so many bad times in my life, and without Chino's music, I don't know where I'd be, and that is real talk. That is real talk. Every beat on this album is 10 out of 10. But Chino XL does not need a decent beat. You know, you could literally bang two wooden spoons together, and this guy would spit absolute pure fire over it. I mean, every single track on here, the way he rides that beat, the way he punches in the syllables, the wordplay, the flows, everything is just, you can't compare nothing, yeah, to this, like literally this album can't be compared, it can't be compared because it is just absolutely phenomenal, yeah, like I said, it's just a massive album, and I am honoured and privileged to be able to talk about this today. So I would like to dedicate this album to an old friend of mine called Chris. He sadly took his life this year. I would like to dedicate this album to Chino's family, to his daughters. I would also like to dedicate this to Sunil and to M80 and to all of his fans out there. We lost a great man, a great dad, a great lyricist, the greatest lyricist of our generation. No man will ever come close to Chino. He is the GOAT and he always will be. May Chino's legacy carry on and always go on forever and ever. And as long as I'm on this earth, I will always educate people on Chino XL. I will always give him his flowers. Now back on the 20th of January this year when I met Chino, he was on stage and he gave Blade his flowers, and he said it's important to always give a man his flowers while he's still alive. I took note of that. I did a review on Chino, of Giving Flowers post on Chino. I've reviewed a few of his tracks that he's featured on, and I've always bigged him up. I've always given him his flowers, and I've always told people about the amazing work that this guy has done. And I've been doing that while he was alive, and then after when he sadly left us. So I highly recommend you go check this album out, yeah, because you can learn something from this guy. This guy was incredible. He was one of the best ever to do what he does. His punchlines, wordplay, everything. It's just, you can't, like I said, you can't compare him to anyone else because, yeah, there's no one out there like Chino XL, there never will be. Chino XL is number one. This album was living proof because this album opened my eyes, it showed you the message, it's spreading awareness, I'm hoping, and I know that this album will help others. So big shout out to everyone involved in this album. Massive shout out to Sunil for just for always sort of chatting to me and giving me the heads up on all the stuff with Chino, and you know, I appreciate you, bro, I really do, and it's been an absolute pleasure to get to know you this year and to get to meet Chino because of you, so thank you, and thanks to everyone in Chino's estate, and God bless you all, and Chino XL will always be missed, and he was a big part of my life this year, and that will never change. And yeah, so that's it really, that's my opinion on this album, that's what I got from this album. The album is just 14 tracks, it's gold, it's platinum, it's just, in my opinion, it's album of the year, yeah. So people, go check out 1332.com, yeah, it's 1332records.com, sorry. Go purchase this album, all the money will be going to Chino's daughters, so please, can we let's help this family out. God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a hard album to review. It's been a very hard album, but it's something I had to do personally because of, like I said, I was a fan, I was a friend, and as far as I'm concerned, when I lost Chino, it was like losing a family member, and that's the honest truth. Anyway, people, have a blessed Sunday. I will be back. Love to everyone. I will speak to you soon, yeah? I'll be back next week with more reviews. Alright? Happy New Year, everyone. Enjoy your day. Peace.
What I'm conjuring, resting paranormal like Lorraine Warren. I just hung up on your life calling. Knife and syllable slashing, right to my wrist is cramping. Be advised you won't do a damn thing. You know the vibes like Lionel Hampton. Been a violent discipline champion since before busting out of the ice, raving and ranting in the video for swaying text wake up show anthem. Classic shit, niggas.
Discipline.